So this is my second Häagen Dazs Belgian chocolate ice cream. The first one I made was an eggless version, and actually it was incredibly close. So close, actually I couldn't really taste any difference, but some people said that because it wasn't a custard ice cream, can I make the custard version? So I've had to go here. Spoiler, it's not as good. Let's start by adding 250 milliliters of milk to a pan, and then add in your 100 grams of sugar and 40 grams of dextrose. Now if you don't have dextrose, it's quite easy to buy in most shops actually now, but if you don't, you can just sub that just for straight table sugar. It'll have a slightly different effect on the scoop, but it will still be delicious. Give it a little stir and then add in your egg yolks. These are UK medium egg yolks, if that makes any difference to you, as I know that eggs are different sizes all around the world. At around 50 degrees centigrade, add in your cocoa powder and continue to heat until it reaches 77 degrees centigrade or thereabouts. That's just to make sure that the eggs are cooked. You don't have to cook the eggs if your eggs are pasteurised, but it helps with the consistency of a custard base. Turn off the heat and add in the 40 grams of 70% chocolate and stir it well to make sure it's fully melted. Now you can decant into your favourite container, add in 200 milliliters of double or heavy cream, stir it well and then slam it in the fridge for a few hours. It's at this point you should take your add-in chocolate and place it in the freezer, as it will be much easier to chop it later on. When the base is chilled, put it in your machine and churn for 15 to 30 minutes until it reaches soft serve consistency. Whilst it's churning, chop up your add-in chocolate as fine as you can get it. If you've got a grater that will work, then use that, but if not, just keep on chopping. Right at the end of your churn, add that chocolate into the machine and let it incorporate well. Finally, load up your tub, admire the Belgian chocolate image, and wing it in the freezer for a few hours. It's been one in the freezer. We're going to open it and scoop it and see what it turned out like. It's got a good scoop, it's got a good consistency, good texture. You can see the little chunks of Belgian chocolate in there. Now, I've not probably cut this Belgian or chopped this Belgian chocolate up enough compared to the previous one. I probably should have spent a bit more time, made it a bit smaller, and then it would have looked a bit more like the Häagen Dazs version, but they've got this massive machine and it all chops it. Just chop it however you can and get it in there. Make an ice cream at home. It is about science to a certain degree, but it doesn't have to be about science. You can just make ice cream and make it taste good. Now, a lot of people on YouTube, I'm not claiming I'm an expert in anything, but I make a lot of ice cream. A lot of people on YouTube, they make ice cream in their machines and they take it out of the machine while it's basically liquid still, and they'll pour it into their container. And really what you're doing then is you're just allowing large ice crystals to form as it's freezing. You're not going to be left with a really creamy, good textured ice cream. A lot will have to do with the recipe itself, but when you're churning in a machine, you'll know that it's ready to scoop. If you don't have a digital thermometer or a laser thermometer like I do, when it keeps its body, when you put a spoon in there and you take some out and it keeps its shape, then you know you're ready to take it out of your machine. If you've got any other questions about making ice cream, I will attempt to answer them. Pop them in the comments below and I'll have a go either in the comments, or I'll even make a video about all the common questions that people have about making ice cream. It's not difficult. It really isn't difficult. Some people make it difficult. But let's just get stuck in and try this custard-based Häagen Dazs Belgian chocolate ice cream. It's really good. Now it's different. It's different to the first one I made. A few reasons. One is the type of cocoa powder. This one I've made with Callebaut cocoa powder. It's 24% fat. The previous one I made with 7 Hills cocoa powder, which is only 11% fat. It's got a totally different taste. Obviously the fact that there's egg yolks in this one as well, the whole ratio of everything is different. And the first one actually is much closer than this one. This is still an excellent ice cream, and you really won't go wrong with a good Belgian chocolate ice cream like this. But does it taste just like the Häagen Dazs version? No, it doesn't. The eggless one, I'll put a link in the description for the original Belgian chocolate. That is the better, more accurate version of Häagen Dazs Belgian chocolate. So not quite as successful as the first attempt at it, but hopefully you've enjoyed watching it all the same. Next week we've got another exciting video coming for you. It's one using an ingredient I've never tried before, so keep an eye out for that one. It'll be an interesting one. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.